So, ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching the end of this series, but before I go ahead and make the final part, which is part 6, let's address the charges that were brought against me by Mr. Wilson. The charges that he filed were, for one, disorderly conduct and infliction or threat of bodily harm. In the previous video, I already addressed that suited conduct came to the conclusion that there wasn't enough evidence to charge me with infliction or threat of bodily harm, but the disorderly conduct charge remained. That charge remained pertaining to the time where I called Mr. Wilson a liar. Now, to refresh everybody's memory, I'm going to do an account of every single time Mr. Wilson has lied, therefore making what I said factual and not just disrespect. First offense. Mr. Wilson lied to my family and I about having screenshots of me speaking aggressively to the dancers.
That's some conversation that didn't take place. This is what I assumed the text messages were, but then come to find out it was an in-person conversation which happened in the band room.
The text that y'all have been saying you have proof of her being aggressive?
So when other students were saying they had these text messages, we unpacked it. They were like, oh no, we have a text message of what the conversation was.
Second offense. Wilson lied about my friend and I having a conversation about fighting Jada and planning to make it happen. So if you all have been following along, I have mentioned this alleged friend over and over again. However, she and I are no longer friends and haven't been for months because one day Mr. Wilson contacted her, intimidating her with information and like what his future plans were after I decided to share a small portion of the documentation of this entire case. She and I were very close, like sisters. I took care of her like she was my own sister, and she did the same before Mr. Wilson said that to her. And then she made the decision that she wanted nothing to do with it. So we just stopped being friends because she had been supportive and quite literally involved because Mr. Wilson involved her when he lied, and then just decided that she wanted nothing to do with it. So, but I say this now to you, my ex-friend. You know who you are, and I know you're watching. You know it's nothing but love between us, and I know that you want to focus on school. I know that you want to focus on getting your degree. However, right is right and wrong is wrong. And you do also know that you did share that Mr. Wilson lied about y'all having a conversation about us planning to fight Jada with my sister and I. And I've been holding out on playing this clip because I did not want to further implicate you in this. However, I have to because this will further prove my point and many others that have gone unheard about their dealings with Mr. Wilson, that he is a bold-faced liar. So I love you, and I will always forever wish you well, but I have to do what I have to do.
I said that you and her had a conversation about wanting to fight somebody. I'm not going to use the language that should be used. And actually going the distance to actually make it happen or whatever happened. That's what she brought to my attention when I asked her. This was yesterday.
Who are you trying to fight her? You're trying to fight somebody. I'm not trying to fight nobody, but they're not going to keep bullying my sister. Because nobody's bullying your sister. I'm like, Mr. Wilson, you see it. But okay.
And can you confirm that?
Nobody's name was brought up. Like, I didn't even say Azaria's name. I said my sister. You heard what I'm talking about when I said my sister.
And can you confirm that you're okay with us recording this?
Huh?
You okay? Can you confirm you're okay with us recording this and possibly playing it for Wilson to hear? Because he just said that he had a conversation with you. You told him what you advised Azaria of, and that you went as far as to say that y'all were planning to make sure it happened.
I said no such thing.
Third, Mr. Wilson lied about me being cut from the Dream Put performance on Wednesday, when in reality I was cut on Friday due to retaliation because I told Mr. Wilson about Jada and Miss Blake not doing anything about it.
Wednesday or Thursday, that's when the initial conversation came and said, hey, we want her to perform, but she's not ready, and we don't want her first performance to be, messy. So we'd like to let her perform at Band Blast. Not that was reasonable given the time frame, because she just joined the team a month ago. Mm-hmm. They mentioned that her progress was remarkable, However, it's still not up to par for what we need for Sunday.
April 4th is Thursday. So we are now preparing. Well, I thought that I was getting prepared for the Dreamfield performance. I didn't know that I had been cut from the performance on Wednesday. It wasn't communicated to me that I was cut for the performance, because if I had known that information, I wouldn't have continued coming to practice. Also, Ms. Blake mentioned multiple times how I would be in the performance after Wednesday, the day that I was allegedly cut from this performance, because my movements weren't up to par, as was said.
You said the last day you guys have rehearsal was Tuesday. You said the last day you guys have rehearsal was Tuesday.
The last day we have rehearsal for what?
I'm asking you.
We have rehearsal on Monday, and then we have rehearsal. We don't have practice on Tuesdays. We have rehearsal on April 4th, which is Thursday.
So,
April 4th?
April 4th.
So you mentioned that you got cut on Wednesday.
It was
did have practice.
Allegedly.
No, it's not alleged. He told me on Friday that y'all had cuts on Wednesday and that she was cut.
I never said that.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not.
I have no reason to lie to you, sir.
Neither do I.
I don't know. But I'll tell you that that's how it was communicated. Why would I make that up? I don't know your schedule.
Number 4. Mr. Wilson lied to me about him telling me in advance that I was suspended from the band. Number 5. Mr. Wilson lied about Jada being present at Band Blast, when for one, he told her she could be there, and for two, there are multiple people who witnessed her participating by passing out t-shirts. And last but not least, Mr. Wilson lied in those charges, saying that I threatened to inflict bodily harm, when I never did.